I just found out when your fingers shrivel up like this, it's your body adapting to have grip underwater. See, Twitter is too woke for me. I just thought this meant it was time to hop out of the bath when I found out how broccoli is made. What? Today I learned that goats who won't stop headbutting have to wear pool noodles, and it feels like information I should share. When you realize that the blue side is meant to clean up smudges made by the pink side, I always thought it could erase pen. Mom just woke me up to tell me flames don't have shadows. I can't sleep now. You ever notice a hammer looks like a wee guy swinging a baseball bat? My entire childhood thought they had hundreds of towels. I just found out that sunflowers usually face the sun, but when they cannot find it, they face each other, and I don't know, it made me smile a lot. Sunflower 1. Bro, where's the sun? Sunflower 2. You are my son. Bro, Winnie the Pooh it's a girl. What? When you realize the flap on your fries box actually has a purpose. How old were you when you found out all Skittles have the same flavor, but the scent tricks our brains into thinking they taste different? The queen bee is too fat to fly after being pregnant, so when the worker bees want her to relocate the hive, they chase her around the hive for a week until she's skinny enough to fly. This is the funniest thing I've ever heard. 3 best sleeping positions. I thought I at least knew how to sleep. I can't even do that right. Today I learned that these 2 characters have the same Japanese voice actor. This is what an owl looks like without feathers. Look at it. I don't want to look at it. Did you know the Wolverine mask is basically Batman kissing Batman in front of Iron Man? NASA's plan to dispose of corpses in space is to freeze them in the airlock and then violently shake the body with a robotic arm until it turns to space dust. Bad astronauts get put in the corpse wiggler. Let me out! This is what a tiger's skin looks like when it's shaved. I was today years old when I found out tiger skin was also striped. When you realize the Tinder logo is a flame because you get matches. What is it with boys being obsessed with this hair clip? It's just interesting. Today I learned scientists created a sound so loud that it can instantly boil water. Experiments be like, NASA scientists detect evidence of a parallel universe where time moves backwards. In 2002, a researcher found that the average 8-year-old British child could identify 90% of Pokemon, but only 50% of common wildlife species. Common wildlife species don't normally yell their name at you. What do you mean don't normally? I don't know any wildlife species which says their name to you. Famous playwright Henrik Ibsen, after overhearing his nurse assure a visitor he was doing better, spluttered his last words. On the contrary, you ever die just to flex on a medical professional? Super freaked out by seagulls since I learned that they can live into their 30s. Looking at every seagull, like I wonder if they remember the 90s. I asked an ornithologist about this today and he said that they can't remember the 90s. They are dumb, he said. They're not dumb, they're smart. They're just fake being dumb. How old were you when you found out the creator of Subway Surfers made the game in memory of his son who died while skating in the train track? How true is this? But if so, this is really sad. The dopest thing about horses is that they're basically grass engines. Like, grass goes in, fast comes out. Most things that produce fast, like cheetahs and cars, use much more heavily processed grass, like horses and oil. And yet, here horses are, producing the fast with only the grass. Are you okay? I learned today that a group of students used a Google document to take lecture notes. They all took notes simultaneously in a collective file. Your belly button is just your old mouth. I was having a good day. We were all having a good day. Every Chinese restaurant got these same pictures on their menus. The dogs stink in barks. This post haunts me every day. I'm 22 years old and I just realized that this little piggy went to the market. Doesn't mean he went food shopping. Jack Black caused an earthquake in New Zealand while performing Tribute because the crowd was bouncing so hard that it registered on the Richter scale. The power of Jack Black. Today I learned that whales don't die of old age. They just lose the strength to pull themselves to the surface and just slowly drown. Why am I so sad? Yeah, I did some research and I don't think this is true. Today I learned that there's a bird called the Sagittarius. This is exactly what a bird called Sagittarius should look like. How old were you when you figured out how the Chinese container was a plate? I was this years old when I realized Let the Dogs Out is a song about ugly women in the club, not actually letting dogs out. Did you know your Subway bag is supposed to be turned sideways to keep your food upright? How old were you when you realized it's called candy corn because if you stack it up, it looks like corn? The bottom of the Gatorade bottle is made to hold the cap. Did you know your nipple is the same size as your butt? I know because I've tried what? What have you tried? My mom is growing eggs. I was today years old when I realized this is why aubergines are also called eggplants. In the 1960s operation Acoustic Kitty, the CIA tried to equip cats with radio transmitters to eavesdrop on Soviet conversations. It didn't work. When you notice there's an 8 in the middle of the 8 of diamonds card. When you learned that Helmo began life as as a birthday cake. Today I learned that the French writer and philosopher Georges Bataille founded a secret society called Except for to explore ritualism and human sacrifice, but apparently everyone volunteered to be the sacrificial victim, and no one wanted to be the executioner, so no sacrifices were ever carried out. When no tops show up to the party. I was today years old when I realized your pizza box actually folds into a stand. I learned that in 1998, Sony had the chance to buy the rights to almost every Marvel character for $25 million. They opted to only buy the rights to Spider-Man for just $7 million, stating, "Nobody gives a damn about the other Marvel characters." They were right. I love Hulk. Why are there no night museum? Oh, oops. There are 3 movies explaining what happens at night to the museums. I was today years old when I found out that the color tags of the bread are based on the day it was baked. The best thing I've learned this week is that when squirrels fall, they land like superheroes. Poor girl went to prom by herself. I sleep good at night knowing this joke will never die. Baby owls sleep on their stomachs because their heads are too heavy. They do that until they are large enough to sleep upright. The first 3 letters sent through the internet was lol, since they tried to send login. The computer crashed at l, and after they rebooted the system and sent l, making lol. A dark omen that went unheeded. Today I learned that baby elephants will suck on their trunks for comfort, the way humans will suck on their thumb. Today I learned that beluga whales have knees. I'm sorry I can't be her. This couple went to the gym together for 6 months. Did the guy wait outside? Today I learned that Kung Fu Panda was so successful in China that it caused a national debate on why Westerners have made a better film about Chinese culture than the Chinese themselves. Today I learned about the unifying cube rule theory that claims to settle not only the "is a hot dog a sandwich?" question, but many other similar food debates. A man cheats on his girlfriend named Lorraine with a girl named clearly. Suddenly, Lorraine died. At the funeral, the man stands up and sings, "I can't see clearly now, Lorraine is gone." I'm done with this website. I learned in 2016, a legally blind hoarder whose son had not been seen in 20 years was found to have been living with the corpse. He was a fully clothed skeleton upstairs and was found with garbage and cobwebs. She thought the son had simply moved out. Today I learned 44% of adults have held onto their childhood teddies and dolls, and as many as 34% of adults still sleep with a soft toy every night. Well, of course what is it about being on a plane that makes people go buck wild for ginger ale? Literally everybody be ordering it. Ginger ale is supposed to help your stomach if you're nauseous, so people get it on planes if they get plane sick. Ginger grows in the ground so it keeps you connected to God's earth, while you're thousands of feet up in the heathen tube. A new color. Ew, how do I even say that? Yin Jing Grau is a shade of grey that we can all see, but never knew what it was called. The color is visible when you open your eyes in a pitch black room. All you need to do is find the darkest room in your house. Walk in, close your eyes for a minute, open them, and you'll see it. You won't trick me, demon. Yes, I have a new color in my wine cellar. Come down and take a look. Come to my basement, guys. Just trust me, you can see a new color. When people are electrocuted and thrown far distances, it is a result of sudden and violent muscle contraction, not the result of the shock. This has raised questions as to the actual strength and capabilities of the muscles in the human body. Are you telling me we are capable of using ourselves when under extreme stress? B.F. Skinner, a famous psychologist, instilled superstitions in pigeons by giving them food in a cage at set time intervals. The pigeons responded by forming rituals which they believed brought them the food, such as bobbing their heads or turning counterclockwise. Pigeon religion. After hitting her head as a toddler, a woman claimed to have unlocked memories from a past life as a priestess in ancient Egypt. She then went on to make great contributions to Egyptology, even successfully predicting the locations of paintings in complete darkness. You're the funniest person on earth. Hey, what if we didn't combine dozens of unrelated political opinion positions into 2 color-coded options? That sounds like something someone from the other color would say. Get 'em, boys. 1989 versus 2020. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Wait, this makes it look like Yoda harvested George Lucas's youth in order to rejuvenate. So I went to a new thrift store yesterday and found this. $8. I hope you bought it. Fun fact, ever wondered why it's called the Liliad? Did I even say that right? Iliad? I don't even know what word that is. Iliad. Oh, Iliad. Yeah, it is. Because Ilium was another name for Troy, and the ad suffix was used to mean the story of. This means that if you translated the title, the Iliad should actually be called Troy's story. Thanks, I hate it. You got a friend in horse. You got a friend in me. I learned that Romans were known to create tombs for their dogs, epitaphas, to remember them by. One such inscription read, "I am in tears while carrying you to your last resting place, as much as I rejoiced when bringing you home with my own hands 15 years ago." Got a text from my boss on my day off. Hey, no, understandable. when I saw the bear in the Toblerone logo. Oh my, I see it now. What the hell? How didn't I notice this? If you replace the W in where, what, and when with T, you answer the question. The world seemed so simple before this moment. Just found out when someone tells you to break a leg in an audition, it is because they are hoping you to end up in the cast. Now my head is exploding. Nobody can say they knew this. I did not know that. I've never been to Chick-fil-A. After all my years of drinking these, I finally figured out you can reverse the top and close it again. Today I learned that historians believed cats domesticated themselves. True, I believe it. Vikings used the bones of slain animals when smithing new weapons, believing this would enchant the weapon with the animal's spirit. This actually made the weapon stronger because the carbon in the bones coupled with the iron made a primitive version of steel. Screw off, egghead. It's because of bone magic. Yeah, nice try, science. You're not catching me. It's because of magic, bone magic. Today I learned that pockets and dresses were phased out so women could prove they were not witches and carrying ill intentions and spells. This is why women love pockets in skirts and dresses now. We carry our spells and curses without purses and you won't see them. What is a group of pandas called? Answer, a group of pandas is called an embarrassment. Screwdriver handles are designed to put a wrench on it to help loosen tight screws. Wi-Fi doesn't stand for anything. It's a made-up word. IE 802.1 didn't have much of a ring to it, and the industry associated wanted a catchy name. They came up with Wi-Fi, and that's what's been used ever since. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fireless, because it's both wireless and fireless. Until the mid-20th century, golf clubs were not numbered, but had wonderfully funny names. Brassies, niblicks, baffies, mashies, jiggers, spoons, and cleeks. Hey guys, want to hear the 7 new slurs for British people I just came up with? When someone says, hold your horses, they're telling me to be stable. How old were you when you found out that the drawer on your stove is for keeping food warm and not for pots and pans? So how old were you when you found out that the remains of Scar ended up as Hercules' headpiece? How old were you when you found out Goofy was actually a cow and not a dog? You were today years old when you learned the little arrow next to the gas symbol points to which side your tank is on. I just realized it's a bird of paradise because it looks like the left picture, not the right. How old when you found out that this means how long you have to use the product from the date you break the seal before it's no longer considered a good product? In Monsters Inc., when they yell, "We have a 2319," the 23rd letter in the alphabet is W, and the 19th letter is S, and it stands for white sock. How old were you when you found out that the lines at the bottom of the freezer was made to stand the meat trays up? Everyone, this is how you read your tire size. Saying this because not everybody has a dad to teach them this stuff. I mean, no wonder he forgot her face as she ran from the palace. Okay, this is news. I always thought Arnold's untucked shirt was a skirt. My girlfriend could tell I was holding some stuff back one time by my breathing pattern. She literally said, "Your breathing pattern is off. What's up? Don't lie to women." In Baby Driver, the words baby and driver appear on the screen. This is a reference to the fact that the movie is called Baby Driver. Time for Japanese. Today you'll learn how to save your family. So my little sister... What did I just say? So my little sister just burst into my room, grabbed me and whispered, "OMG, the reason Patrick is so clueless is because he lives under a rock." To be honest, I did not get that until now, when you learn how long owls' legs really are. Astigmatism is when the cornea is slightly curved rather than completely round. With astigmatism, light focuses on several points of the retina rather than just one point. This is with versus without. Wait, not everyone sees those lines? Damn, I've really used these wrong my whole life. I found this out. When you realize the straw hole in a Capri Sun is the dot of the eye. I swear I learned more on here than 12 years of school. I was today years old when I learned that measles completely erases your body's immunological memory of how to fight disease. That's all disease. So I learned that Trixie's voice actor is legally blind and all of her scripts were written in Braille. When you realize the clock icon on the iPhone also gives you the time, it moves. You're welcome. Oh yeah, forget looking at the top part. No worries. I was today years old when I found out that one Crossroad meme is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. When I found out that when fresh peppers are dried, the name changes. When you find out the middle row in a package of Oreos was actually for salsa. When you find out their voices are the same. Today I learned Raven the chimpanzee appeared in the 2009 Guinness World Record book as the most successful chimpanzee on Wall Street after losing her stocks by throwing darts at a list of 133 internet companies. She became the 22nd most successful money manager in the USA. When you found out about a donkey that nannies, these donkeys are used in Italy to transport newborn lambs down from the mountains for seasonal grazing. When I realized the Krusty Krab was a crab trap, Murder documentaries be like, he was a good man until he wasn't. My life will never be the same. So how old were you when you found out the game TAG stands for Touch and Go? Today, I've been waiting on this couple, 94 and 95 years old, at the diner for the last 5 years. Yesterday, Bob lost his wife of 77 years and he invited me for cheese, wine and crackers. And I think I learned more about love and life today than I ever have in the past 23 years. When you realize that the kid on Polar Express didn't have names. The quality of this was so bad, but it really made you feel like an artist. Fun fact, those dry markers were supposed to have water put into them to make them work. You take off the bottom thing and pour water in and bam, instant marker success. Only learned about this 4 years after I'd lost my set. Always wondered why Eliv is in uppercase and the N is in lowercase. When you found this out, I don't want kids is a selfish thing to say. Having kids you don't want and can't take care of them is selfish. What's a little known but obvious fact that will immediately make all of us feel stupid? Percentages are reversible. 8% of 25 is the same as 25% of 8. And one of them is much easier to do in your head. He's too dangerous to be left alive. I learned we had Black Plague suits that rivaled Europe's beak mask worn during the outbreak of the bubonic plague in Manila, June 1912. While most countries place the currency symbol either before or after the amount, the Cape Verdean escudo places its symbol in the decimal place. This is the only wrong way to do it. What does bi-monthly mean? Twice a month, every 2 months, 50-50%. Once a month, you bat for the other team. Attracted to different months. For a second I thought it said moths. I was like, who the hell is attracted to moth? Harvest mice like to crawl inside flowers to eat the pollen and sometimes fall asleep inside. To be a harvest mice falling inside of a flower. Wow. Today I learned that this exists. It's a Vizcacha. I feel you, buddy. I think I found my new spirit animal. How old were you when you found out this is what blah blah blah? I didn't even know. You're supposed to just keep the lid on there. Like, open it ajar, pour the water in, bang. Today I learned that the stereotypical witch look comes from early medieval female beer brewers called alewives. They kept a cat to chase away rodents, brewed beer in a big cauldron, used a broomstick-like ale stake to signal that they sold beer, and wore a pointy hat to stand out in a crowd. They were brewing one potion, and that potion was the potion of party. In the Middle Ages, some kings had clothes made from salamander fur, which were completely fireproof and bright white. The name likely comes from the common belief that salamanders were born from fire. The clothes were actually made out of asbestos. Bend thine ear and hearken. If thou or thy king has been exposed to salamander fur, thou mightest be entitled to monies in recompense. Why is no one talking about this? When you learn that ejaculation comes out at 27 miles per hour, making it illegal, that's not the reason why it's illegal, dude. Scientists discovered the loneliest creature on Earth. It is a whale that has been calling for a mate for 2 decades. The whale communicates at a frequency not used by any other whales, and so far has not received a response. Damn. Bro's been getting edged for 20 years, dude. Poor guy. When you found out that Androids and iPhones can FaceTime with a click of this button, once you create a link, you send it to the contact and they will get a link to join FaceTime. When you realize that the number on a toaster are minutes and not levels of toastiness. You didn't know this? This is not really a today years old thing, you should know this. The shortest marriage in recorded history was 3 minutes. On the way out of the courthouse, the bride tripped over and fell. Instead of helping her up, the groom called her stupid. On the spot, the bride insisted the magistrate annul the wedding, and the magistrate complied. Good for her, I can't read, wow. I've been texting my ex every day at 6 AM for 3 years straight to remind her that I don't like her. It sounds like you do like her. Rose hung up. My mum is just starting to learn what memes are, and this is the most wholesome text I've ever received. When you check your phone and see the text is from your daughter. Since we are 3-dimensional beings and can only fathom objects of dimensions equal or lower to our own, it's possible there are 4th or 5th dimensional beings that can see us, but we can't see them. There might be as many as 11 dimensions or 26. We believe it's one of those 2 numbers, but we aren't sure which one yet. Horrible addition! I shall be hyperventilating in a closet.